So in just a few seconds, I want to show you a clip of billionaire investor and CEO Lee Cooperman, basically having a hissy fit, whining and crying and throwing a tantrum because regular investors, for once, if only briefly, got the upper hand on people like him through the trades around AMC and GameStop and some other companies. And so here's him losing his goddamn mind.
The reason the market is doing what it's doing is people are sitting at home getting the checks from the government, okay? And this fair share is a bullshit concept. It's just a way of attacking wealthy people. And, I think it's inappropriate. We all got to work together and pull together.
And if you're wondering what any of that has to do with GameStop and AMC, earlier in that interview, he talks about those things. He says, these regular investors, they don't know what they're doing. They're just going to hurt themselves. The real investors need to step in. The real investors know the deal. The real investors have good stewardship of the market. And then you have all these Robinhood losers, these kids in their basement is basically what he's saying, ruining it for everybody else, hurting the real victims here, billionaires. They're the real victims. And that launches him directly into the segue that the real cause of all of this is the stimulus checks and high taxes on the rich. And what he's basically saying is, because we have people that want more equality in society, and because we wanted to give some people stimulus checks so they wouldn't starve in a heap in the middle of the street in the winter, and wouldn't die from COVID or whatever, because of all of that, this is why this is happening. And you cannot disconnect these things. A lot of people want to compartmentalize finance news from politics news, but you can't. The same guy is flipping out here because he's mad about regular people having some control over the market, but also that he has to pay taxes and that regular people might not have to starve this winter. He is mad about those same things in a very interconnected way. Here's another clip of this guy. You might remember this. This is from back in the Democratic primary, where he was literally crying on Business News on CNBC because Bernie Sanders and Liz Warren wanted to bring in a wealth tax.
I think it's kind of obvious people can not only see the emotion on your face, but hear it in your voice when you talk about this, Lee. Why?
I care. That's it.
But in all that you have said of where the economy is...
This is capital personified. Lee Cooperman is the capitalist class. At least the billionaire version of it. At least the billionaire Uber investor class. This is who they are. They hate you. They hate me, they hate you. Unless you're a billionaire hedge fund person watching my channel, they hate everybody watching this right now. They hate you. And the fact of the matter is, this is how they see you. They see you as leeches, and then whenever you have the gall to play the game they play, which is to play the stock market, take your money, take your capital, and look to invest it in a way that can earn you and your family more money, they hate you for it. And let's be clear here. Let's be really clear. And I covered this in videos earlier today and yesterday as well. This really isn't a case of investors not knowing what they're doing. There's plenty of that on Wall Street Bets and on Robinhood. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of that. But let's be clear. What's happening here is the game is being rigged harder than I've ever seen it rigged against regular investors. And that's saying a lot. Right now, you are seeing companies like Robinhood and other trading apps only allow you to sell stocks like AMC and GameStop. You're only allowed to sell them. You are not allowed to buy them on many apps. That is a clear market manipulation tactic to lower the price of those stocks, to protect the billionaire hedge fund vultures and shorters like Leon, not him in particular in this case, but people like him from the consequences of their action. They're the ones that didn't know what they were doing. And regular people banded together to punish them, make a little bit of money at the same time, and they got bailed out by the apps. They got bailed out by the apps. Who knows if it'll work permanently, but as I record this, a lot of those stocks are down quite significantly, and I don't know if they're going to recover. The point is, this really isn't a case of investors not knowing what they're doing. This is a case of people catching capital off guard and then capital getting bailed out by tech industry bros and what have you. That's what happened here. People like Leon really personify the capitalist class. Again, guys, I might have some viewers on this video because it's finance who still believe in capitalism. But you cannot disconnect the hatred of the poor and the hatred of taxes from the hatred of regular people having equal access on the market. They will never let you have it, and that shows just how capitalism is really unreformable. These people need to not just be tricked on the market isolatedly, they need to be defeated wholesale.